What?
There's liquid coming out.
Oh.
8 months ago, we bought our 7.5 tonne truck, Moose, from a local scrapyard for just £1,500, with the idea to build an off-grid tiny home on the back. He had a rotten old horse box and a very muddy and rusty cab, but he also had a lot of potential. We've spent the last few months cleaning, renovating and repairing the rust damage ready for a new custom habitat. But before we can build that, we need to find out the state of the engine, give Moose a full service and see if we can get him running again. Oh,
She doesn't want to go now.
The road to off-grid, off-grid.
If we want to be in with a chance of getting Moose running this episode, we've got a few things that we need to put back on the truck. We just need to remember where everything goes. So this is what all the bolts kind of came out looking like. We probably don't need to replace them. I could spend the time with a ultrasonic cleaner and a brush and stuff, but I'm just not sure it's really worth the hassle. So went shopping, did a bit of research and got some new bolts, nuts and bolts. I'll tell you what, they're well expensive. They're the most expensive nuts and bolts I've ever bought. From what the manual says, you need a certain like tensile strength, and there's a grade. Apparently you want between like a grade 8 and a grade 12 for like structural stuff that bolts onto a chassis. So that's what all these are. They're all at least grade 10. But we got some little ones and some big ones.
Whoa.
Look at them. That's 100 odd pounds worth of nuts and bolts and washers.
that's a lot.
Can you hold it in place while I put the nuts in?
Yeah.
They're not nuts, they're bolts. I always get it the wrong way around, every time.
I know you do.
I think the paint has like got in the threads and it's making it really hard to put these bolts in. They are the same thread pitch, right? This bracket has the nuts welded to the other side. I just assumed that the threads were normal. This is a fine pitched thread and I just got standard ones. So we'll have to use these old ones just to hold this bracket in place for now, and then I'll reorder some fine pitched ones. But everything else is a nut and a bolt, so it won't matter. That's all fine. Luckily when I took them out, I just left them right here. Cool. Okay, that's all good.
Tank.
Tank. The two tanks sit on, and then there's these that go in between the two.
Oh, I see.
But we've got to bolt some things to this before we put the tank on.
Oh. Okay, what do you need?
So this bracket bolts onto there.
Next?
Let's get one of these other bits on the air filter maybe. That's this thing.
That goes here.
Yeah? That looks right. There you go.
Look at the difference between what we've painted and what we haven't done yet. And look at this one.
And the tank.
So smooth.
And that's because last week we took them to the shop blasters, which was quite a lot of fun.
Roll the clip.
Look at this beast. This is a shot blasting cabinet. This is where you put the stuff for shot blasting. Put your hands through in there. Sometimes it's called grit blasting or sand blasting, but essentially you have a medium that's usually like different grades of grit, like in coarseness, and it gets shot out of a nozzle powered by air at a really, really high speed, like high pressure, and it just blasts the top layer of whatever you're pointing it at.
Rust, paint.
Anything. Skin. Whatever's there. Right, we've had a bit of a crash course on how to use this. What should we start with? Should we just pick something smallish? Maybe like this? It's one of the straps that holds the fuel tank on. And then if that goes well, we'll do something bigger. I'm very excited.
PPE time.
Yeah. Look at Hayley for scale. Look how massive it is. And look at the size of that air compressor. What a beast. So we were really hoping that we would get some really cool footage of the shop blasting and it'd be really satisfying to watch, you know, all the paint coming off and stuff. But we had never shop blasted before, and if you have, you'll know that basically this is all you can see. You can see what you're doing for about 5 seconds and then the whole thing just fills up with dust and grit and you can't really see what you're doing. So I'm sorry, but this is kind of the best footage that we could get. I did try, and I wouldn't recommend it, but I put my phone inside the cabinet and held it, which worked for a bit. But yeah, I really wouldn't recommend it. My phone has not looked the same since.
Whoa!
Even gets in all the threads and everything.
Yes, so bright and shiny. Is that bit done?
Yeah.
Nice.
Very good. How was that experience for you?
Loud.
We're literally like shouting at each other as loud as we can. We can't even hear anything. It's really hard like to hold on to it because it's so heavy and powerful. Like when it first kicked in, it was like poof, and just blew my hands apart. It was crazy. Look at the difference. So now we're going to basically degrease them and then paint them with the same paint that we used on the chassis. And it'll last ages. Hang on there. Paint. That'll be okay, won't it?
I think so.
I think so.
Appreciate it, please. Thank you. Okay, yeah, so for 𝐬𝐝 90, there's 611 grams of this one to 111 grams of part B. This stuff looks dangerously like golden syrup. Yum yum. Now we mix.
It's a lot of work, but I've done lots of bits. Spit looks good.
Very nice.
Yeah. That's for the mud flap holder. The other side, mud flap holder. Hi. What have you been doing?
Just painting.
You've been painting? Shall I join in with you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's easier than painting the chassis.
It is. Looks good.
Whee!
We ended up not actually really liking the paint job that we did with the paintbrushes because it's really hard to do. It's just like you can't get an even coat and it just looked bad, didn't it? So we actually ended up just taking it all back and was like, can you just do it all and paint it for us? And it turned out to not be very expensive at all. So, you know, it kind of might be cheating because like this is our project, but at the same time it was like...
It means that we can do other things.
Yeah. So I regret nothing. It was money well spent.
Yeah, and you got to experience it
It was
all.
like under £100.
Yeah, you have great neighbours.
Yeah. Right.
Next.
Next is this bracket. Where does it go? Like, oh, this goes underneath. Bolts on there. I do really like these flange head nuts and bolts. Don't you?
They're lovely.
They're nice. You don't need washers. There you go.
Now can we put the tanks on?
Now. We should paint these with like a nicer coat over the top, shouldn't we?
Yeah, sometimes people
shiny.
paint them a completely different colour
Yeah.
so they stand out.
Should we put the hoses back in now? Should we just
Yeah.
screw it all up? I'm not sure where this one goes.
That one.
Oh, in there, yeah. Okay. Oh, okay. Well, that's pretty easy. Looks like you're taking them off.
I am taking them off
Why?
because there's some grit in the ends.
In the threads.
And the brass fittings aren't enjoying it very much.
I've
We've
just
had a bit of a
wrecked.
casualty.
Yeah, that thread is wrecked.
I mean, it's not wrecked. You can get past it.
Yeah.
It's not wrecked up there.
So let's take the tanks back off and clean out the
Remove
threads
the shot glass and grit.
from the threads.
Would be sad.
Like to do one job, you got to do 20 other jobs first. It seems like it's just the way it is when you're doing these sorts of things. Just hoping the damage to that thread isn't too bad, and we can just screw it back in and it'll be all right. It is a new, just as windy day. Hayley's just gone to get some like little wire wheels that we can use to clean the threads on the air tank. So now I am going to fit, or try to fit, the battery tray. Here, it's a big boy. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to manage it myself, but let's see. Right, where do you go? Oh, maybe here? Oh, yes. Okay. Each one of these nuts and bolts and the washer is more expensive than a whole pack of nuts and bolts that I'd usually get from Screwfix or something. It's crazy. But, you know, it's all part of the fun. Okay. My gloves are in the way. This is hard. Right, how am I going to do this? Attempt number 2. Okay. Okay. Nice. I just have to fit this battery isolator switch, and then yeah, we should be able to put the batteries in. To be honest, there's not actually that much left to do before we can start the truck. It's a little bit scary. Where did this go? Here. Now I think that this isolates this wire, the positive. I think it's a positive, but I'm not positive. Starting to look pretty good. New bolts are in. And here's our switch. I'm going to get a new one of these because this is pretty bodged on. Yeah, first wire's in. That wire goes to the other positive, I believe. When we put the batteries in, I'm going to go over there and put the fuel tank mounts back on. Look at these. Looking real good. This is another one that has nuts already like welded in place. They're going to be the fine thread size, so I'm going to have to use old bolts for this one, and then we'll replace them when the new bolts come in. This isn't finished just because it's on, like we're not torquing it up or anything, we're just getting everything in place, kind of like a dry fit. Looks things that goes about there. Whew. Dang. That was heavy. Look who's back.
Hello.
Look what I did.
Ooh, it's so much wider than I remember.
Yeah.
I've got the things.
You got all the stuff? What have you got?
Muffins.
Excellent.
Yeah, big cable. That looks like
yeah,
it's
that's what I
supposed to be on there.
Yeah, looking for that.
Diesel additive for the fuel, see if we can clean the fuel.
Yeah, we wondered if the fuel might be really dirty because it's been sitting for a while. It also like cleans the injectors and all the fuel lines and stuff, so.
And some little brushes. So cute.
Yeah, that's for cleaning out the tank threads.
Whoosh.
We just have to get the air tanks plumbed in and the battery's on and we can start it. Everything's ready to go.
Oh, you've done the fuel tank as well?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
What do you mean, wow?
You've been busy.
Are you surprised?
I'm not surprised.
It's the perfect fit. Yeah, there's so much crud in there. Just have to go in without feeling crunchy. Yeah, it feels much better than last time. Okay, last tank going on. Mounted. Good enough. They're not going to fall off. Now, just one last thing to do. Put the batteries on.
Oh, and then we can try and start it.
Then we can try and start it.
Oh.
These are so heavy and large. Oh, it's the right size. Good if it's one down.
What do these do?
That's you can top them up with liquid. I think you actually top them up with distilled water.
Oh.
Oh. Yeah. But
Can I
there'll
look?
be acid in there. Yeah, if you want. Bang!
Oh, crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that you could just look in there.
So this one goes on the other side of this switch. Again, this bit's just temporary as well. I've seen you can get these like remote battery isolator switches, and you just have like a little remote, and it'll like sneakily turn off your truck or like disconnect the battery, so it makes it harder for people to steal. I think that'd be quite cool. Okay, so now I've got to figure out how to wire these in parallel. Sorry, in series, not in parallel, in series. This says positive.
It's interesting.
So that must go there. So you isolate the negative, not the positive. I would Google it, but I don't have any signal. But I have something that's as good as Google. Hey, Dad. Oh, okay. Oh, very interesting. We're just putting it all together to start it. So yeah, wish us luck. All right. I'll speak to you soon. All right, bye. It turns out, I had no idea. Did you know this? That the negative terminal and the positive terminal are different sizes, so you can't put the wrong one on the wrong one.
I didn't know that.
I had no idea. So yeah, the switch isolates the negative wire.
In this case.
In this case. And sometimes it's quite common that they isolate the wire that connects the two batteries in series. There'll be a switch there. So we'll look into that. But now we can definitely get started, because if you wire it backwards, I'm pretty sure your starter motor will run backwards, and I expect that's not good to try and start your engine by running it backwards. Would it matter? Because then when it starts, it'll go the other way. I don't think it'll run backwards. I don't know, I'm probably making so many mistakes. Okay, cool, so this is the negative. This goes under here.
Don't go bang, okay?
Oh, I really don't like it if it goes bang. Okay. I don't know why this is scary. It's very simple electronics. Okay, we have made the 12-volt circuit.
24.
24-volt circuit. I do know what I'm doing. I have an engineering degree in film production. This is the main positive, this is the main negative through the switch. Then they're linked. Okay, ready?
Yes. Bang!
Ah, that was not funny. I fell over and hurt my toe. Okay, cool. We can literally see if the engine starts now.
Let's go in the truck.
Okay. Come here.
Oh, hey!
You're doing stuff. Trucky's doing stuff. Some nice lights, Moose. Where's your main ones? Can you even get in? There's no steps left.
I'm going to have to climb the tyre, I think.
Hang on. Okay, yeah, I can hear. I can
it's
hear
flashing.
Things are working. Okay. It's warning me that the cab isn't closed properly.
The doors or the cab?
It's the tilting cab.
Oh, yeah. I think it did that before.
Okay, I'm most worried about it like not being out of gear. There's warning light, battery light, parking light, something that says FMR, which is apparently like an error code.
Okay. A windscreen.
Okay.
Left indicator. Right indicator. Side lights. Full beams.
Really?
Oh, wow, front headlights. Full flashing.
Are they both flashing?
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't think the headlights would work.
They're very weak.
Oh, it's going to be very loud because there's no exhaust on it.
Oh, yes.
There might be a lot of black smoke.
Okay.
That's if it does start up right away. If it does start up right away, I'm going to be amazed. Everyone says, like, we bought the right truck, they're super reliable, and the engines are bulletproof. Time to prove that. Come on, Moosey. You ready?
No.
Okay. Neutral.
There's liquid coming out.
Oh.
And when you started it, there was a spark here.
Oh, okay. Well, that's...
I don't know if that's normal or not.
It started on the button.
Yeah. We can service it.
Yeah.
Let's clean it.
I'm amazed.
So
Like, crank, 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 on. It's not that loud without the exhaust on either.
No, I should leave it off.
Yeah. Here we go.
This is what we've got. 𝐸𝐿𝐸 Pro Line engine flush. And you're supposed to put this in before an oil change so it can remove all of the sludge. And it says the engine needs to be at operating temperature before we add it, and then we just run the engine, let it idle for 10 to 15 minutes. And I have heard not to rev the engine while this is in, only let it idle.
I've probably shown you guys before, but if you're new, this is a breaker bar, and this is an adapter that turns a breaker bar into a ratchet. It's so cool. This was like 20 quid, but a half-inch ratchet this big was like 50 quid or something?
Yeah, at least.
At least, yeah.
What are you doing?
Never been in this part of the engine before, or like underneath this part of the truck.
Sorry.
It's
very nervous.
It's very close to my face. I don't know how difficult this is going to be to undo this bung later.
No, I think we should just try and loosen it off now.
Okay.
Just give it
All
a
right.
crack.
Oh, that is very tight. Oh. Okay. I'm stuck. Okay. We're ready to start it. Start the truck.
Start it again.
I didn't know this about trucks, but there's a start and stop button on the engine. And I'm guessing that's because when you want to turn the engine on and off, you've got to like get in and out of the cab.
Yeah,
usually.
if you want to service it, you'd have issues, wouldn't you?
They didn't do anything.
I did wonder if it was going to work.
Oh, now she doesn't want to start.
Oh, it's a shame.
What's wrong? I wonder if it's like a safety thing because this is up.
Maybe.
Oh yeah, I saw that spark shoot out the battery.
Yeah.
It started so easily the first time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tempting with the cab closed. Oh.
She doesn't want to go now. What did we do, Moose? What did we do wrong? Okay. We'll come back tomorrow and figure it out.
We may have made an error. We may have accidentally left the fuel filter cover open because we came to measure the fuel filter to get the replacement and someone forgot to screw it up all the way, hence the liquid coming out.
I don't know who it was.
So it looks like there's air in the engine and that's why it won't start.
Yeah, just got to bleed the lines. It automatically bleeds, apparently, this engine, so some of them have like a hand pump or like a handle or like a button that you press and it purges the system. This one doesn't, you just have to keep cranking it essentially, but we're going to take the old fuel filters out and put the new ones in and make sure the filter housings are full with fuel as well. And then, yeah, just keep cranking it. We've got a big beefy battery charger just to make sure that the batteries are going to be kept safe because we're probably going to give them a bit of a...
We're going to get a cane in.
They're going to get a cane in today, yeah. But you're going to get her running.
Yeah, easy.
Yeah. It's very satisfying laying out all my tools. Okay, right, let's take off the fuel filter housing.
I'm going to get the new ones out. And the grease.
And the grease. Oh my.
Oh.
Do you want to show them what it's supposed to look like? That is so bad.
I wonder if it changed, like if it was originally this beigey colour as well.
I don't know, but it's not supposed to be like that.
So this little basket type one, this is just a pre-filter before it goes into the main one. What's the benefit of that?
I guess it filters out the bigger particles first. One O-ring off.
And then we're going to grease up the O-ring. And the threads?
Yeah.
We're going to grease it up. Oh, it's like Vaseline.
Yeah.
All around?
Yeah, all around.
Greased.
It just goes in there. Click. Cool, that's torqued up. Love that joke.
And now the big one.
The thread feels quite bad in this. Like we tried to tighten this up yesterday, and yeah, it just didn't want to tighten up all the way. So we're going to clean out the threads and just make sure it's all okay. You want to see this one? That's a very black filter.
Gunky.
I'm a bit worried why that filter is so oily.
I think because
or
it's
black.
just not been done.
Fresh O-ring going on. Some grease on this threads just to protect it. There you go. Okay, fresh fuel filter. There she goes.
Hopefully it goes all the way down this time.
That's very, very tight. It really doesn't want to go any further down than that.
It needs to. Should we take it out and just check the thread? And like check there's no gunk stuck in it? So this might be why the lid's not going on properly. It's because there's loads of deposits in there. Lots of thick black stuff. I'm going to try and pull it out a little bit. At least off the threads.
Clean off the thread a bit and then see. Oh, it's coming off real good. Yeah! So that is better, and the threads are definitely cleaner. Should we see if we can get this thing to thread on?
Yes!
Yeah. Okay. It was gunk in all the threads.
We fixed it!
Oh, we fixed something. I would high five you, but...
Yeah, let's do an air high five.
Okay, the next thing we're going to... That's attached. The next thing we're going to do is suck as much old diesel out as we can, because those filters might be gross because it's actually just pumping gross sediment from the bottom of the tank.
Oh, that's clear.
Yeah, that looks very clear. That doesn't look...
It's not cloudy.
Doesn't look gross like the stuff that was in the filter housing, did it?
No, I think that's still fine.
So, we've eliminated any chance of more air getting in. According to the manual, you just have to keep turning it over. If that doesn't work after a couple of tries, then we'll have a look at the injector pipes, crack them off, and if air comes out, then that'll bleed it. Okay. Now don't shout bang this time.
I won't. We're not expecting it to start.
Right, she's not fully up to temperature, but enough now that we can put the stuff in.
Okay.
Cleaner. The air tanks are up to pressure.
That's good news.
There's no leaks, yeah. Good job, Moose.
I'm very relieved we don't have to crack into the engine today. All right, let the service continue.
Yeah. I'm sure it's not an exact science. We're just giving it an internal bubble bath.
Yeah. That's a nice way of looking at it.
I was just about to stop cranking over the engine.
I know, I said to.
Yeah, you were like, oh, let's stop.
Yeah, I thought that we'd really messed up. Here we go, Moose. It's a little health snack. Ooh, ooh. It's dissolving everything off that. That was black.
Was it?
Yeah. We did some research on this stuff and it did have mixed reviews, not for this particular one, but engine flush in general. Some people say that it's great and other people say that it's snake oil and it doesn't make a difference. But we watched a more scientific YouTube video and decided, may as well.
Yeah, and we were reading in some forums and there was a guy who is a truck mechanic and he says you can always tell the trucks that have had engine flush before services and ones that haven't.
Really?
Yeah.
Actually, it was one of our patrons suggested that we use engine flush. John Stewart. Thank you, John.
This doesn't work.
It's your fault.
It's all your fault.
So as long as it starts now, we're fine.
She's going to start right up.
Yep.
Straight away.
Yep.
You want to see a trick for turning your gloves inside out? A doctor taught me this, right? So you turn it inside out, right? And instead of blowing into it, you just spin it. This is actually really good. It's for getting the fingers out. So you do that, and then you just squeeze it.
And you don't have to get a mucky face.
Yeah, you have to breathe into your gloves. Okay, well that was my top tip of the day. So you're going to go under there
No, I'm
and
not.
loosen off the bolt, and then the hot oil will come pouring down your arm.
You already know where it is.
Fine. That'll stop the oil running up my sleeve. Right, give us a hand with this side as well. Ugh. Oh, it's very cramped. Okay, here we go. I've been loosening this thing off for ages.
Is it coming?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, there she is. Oh no, I've dropped the thing in.
Okay, look out.
Schoolboy error. Now, this tub is 16 litres and the truck should only hold 15.
Oh,
It's-
except there'll be an extra litre of liquidy moly.
It's filling up alarmingly fast. Can you quickly grab me the other tray? Okay. Oh, it would have been fine. I panicked too early. The oil looks very black, but it doesn't look shiny. Shiny would imply that there's like
Oh, sparkly, you mean?
sparkly, yeah, like there's metal filings from like the engine and stuff.
And it's a lot thinner than usual, right, because of all the stuff that's in it?
Yeah.
Come on. Gently does it.
That's a dirty oil filter.
It's just black. I think they're always black, aren't they? Even
Yeah.
when you first put them in, they're black. After like the first go.
Pull it.
Oh, does it screw?
No, it just pulls out.
How? Oh. Like that. Okay. I need to clean this out.
Yeah.
Need to get rid of this. Get the sucky. Do the suck.
So we're just sucking out all like the old oil that's at the bottom of the filter housing. Any sludge.
Shall I grease up his threads as well?
Yep, I'm gonna go put the bung back in, okay?
Oh yeah, should do that before we forget. Greased. Okay.
Okay, the bung is in. I don't think it's called a bung, I think it's called a plug. This truck takes a lot of oil. We went for 5W30 fully synthetic. The manual says to use 10W30.
Yeah, but it
Like-
would have been like great oil at the time.
Yeah, in 1997 that would
Yeah.
have been like a good oil to use, but now the fully synthetic oil, the technology has come a long way. So this is what was recommended to me, and it was like 50 quid, 20 litres. That doesn't seem too bad.
Oh gosh.
It's not a good sign, is it? I'm far too clumsy to be doing this.
Nice. Just stay there for a second.
It's quite heavy.
I know. Keep your core activated.
Okay.
Is that what you've got? This should just... Oh. Back. Gently. There we go.
Quick. Did you torque it to the right setting?
Yes, I did.
Okay, good. 1, 2, 3. Just gonna start it one last time.
Okay. Sounded so much better.
Did it? Sound like a big old clunky diesel. I was kind of hoping that after an oil change it would just be like purr. But all the warning lights have gone out on the dash.
That's good. Even the FMR.
Yeah, that's gone out.
Really?
There's just one big exclamation mark on the dash, like
Oh.
big red exclamation mark.
Okay.
Should we just check the dipstick quick?
Yeah.
Would you like to do the honours?
Okay.
Check the oil. Oh, let me put that cap back on. I forget.
Oh,
It's very long.
it's very long.
So give it a clean and then put it back in again.
I can't.
You can't actually reach. It's a very long dipstick. Okay, put it back in. Okay, now take it back out.
Okay.
Is it up to?
The second one.
Okay, so we need to put a little bit more in, but we're also on a slope, so we can't really tell.
Yeah, we don't want to put too much in.
No. We have put pretty much 15 litres in, so That's probably good.
Oh, good. It feels good to get a bit of a win today.
Yeah,
I was
it really
expecting that
does.
to be a lot worse, trying to get it started, but you were right to hold on for that last attempt.
I was
Oh,
like, come
that's
on, you can
good.
do it. Yeah, it feels like we haven't had a decent win since before the marquee collapsed,
Yeah.
the last one. So thank you to everyone for supporting, because without you guys all being so nice in the comments and stuff and watching, it would have been very hard to be motivated to keep coming back. So thank you so much to everyone.